the table designed to get a deal that keeps children in class. I think a lot of people are asking themselves, why are we here today? We increased our offer for lower income workers significantly. We repealed the bill. We've been at the table in good faith, demonstrating a commitment to the lowest paid workers and a commitment to parents to keep their kids in school. And yet today they have decided again to put the province on a 5-day notice to a strike. I think it is entirely unfair to children. It's unnecessary. We should be having these discussions at the table to get a deal for her members and for our kids. And I think we're all very disappointed that this is the path the union has taken, but this government will stay resolved and stay focused at the table to get a deal, especially knowing that we've offered a better option with more money, significant increase, hundreds of millions of dollars more for lower paid workers.
So Minister, are you saying then you did come to an agreement on the wages part, but there were other parts you didn't agree on? Can you elaborate on what the sticking points are? What are they asking for that you're not willing to give them?
First off, I want to appreciate that the media has requested a level of discretion. I still want to get a deal. I don't want to prejudice that outcome. What I can confirm to you is their ask was that the lowest paid worker in this province gets more support and higher income. We have significantly increased our offer for lower paid workers. We did that. We actually did it multiple times. Each and every time it was rejected. And I think that is very unfair. And as I noted, it is unnecessary that we're in this place again, that kids now have to potentially pivot to virtual learning. This is not fair to children, to working parents, to our economy. And I believe the union should be at the table, focused at getting a deal that is fair for workers, but most importantly, preserves the in-person learning experience for children. So we've offered more. We fulfilled our end of our commitment to withdraw the bill, to increase the wages, and to act in good faith. And I would ask the union to come and stay at the table so that we can get a deal.
Just to be clear, there is or there is not back to work legislation in the works, sir?
The government is going to stay at the table to get a deal. That is our obligation. That is our focus. We want a negotiated settlement with the union. And we made very clear, we have increased the offer. We have significantly increased our salary offer for the lowest paid worker, as we said we would. We removed and revoked the bill. We did everything we said in good faith to get a deal. And I think we're all asking the same question, why we're here today. How is it possible after significantly increasing wages multiple times, repealing legislation, staying at the table and acting in good faith, we're in a position where children, again, may be out of class with their lives disrupted and that of their parents. I just think it's entirely unnecessary and frankly it's unacceptable.
They've talked about wanting a $1 per hour increase rather than like a 2-tiered percentage increase. Is that still a problem? And why is that a problem?
I will note that our offer is fair. It increases wages for all workers with an emphasis on the lowest paid workers, a significant increase for lower paid workers. That has always been the priority. But look, I think the government's position is that we're going to continue to stay at the table, be reasonable and focused on our kids. They have paid such a price of pandemic disruptions and strikes, and we have to ensure that kids stay in school because this is an unnecessary strike. It's an unfair strike on so many children they're contemplating, especially given that the government significantly increased wages for lowest paid workers, revoked the bill. We did everything we said we would. And so I think, for many of us, when we were made aware of this plan last night, I think we came to the same conclusion that this is both unnecessary, unfair, and we're all sort of posing the question, why? Why are we here? We did everything we said we would do.
So, Minister, this is just a 5-day notice, though. Isn't this a signal that it's time for the hard bargaining to begin?
We've been in intensive negotiations over the past several days, certainly since we returned to the table this past week. We've been working in good faith with the mediator. We believe there is a deal on the table. Of course, we need the union to work with us to get a deal that keeps kids in school, that ends this unnecessary disruption. And I want families to know that we're going to remain at the table with one mission, which is land a deal that keeps your kids in school.
So there's still some wiggle room then? There's still some wiggle room for you?
We're going to remain at the table. We've offered is very reasonable. It is a significant increase for lowest paid workers. It was hundreds of millions of additional incremental dollars. Exactly what the Premier said we would do, we have done. We revoked the bill. We massively increased that spending, a significant increase for lower paid workers. And the union has decided today, notwithstanding all those supports and increases, they've decided to proceed on a strike. And I think that is entirely unfair for so many children. This government is going to stay at the table to get a deal, and I hope the union will do the same.
Last question.
You removed Bill 28 on Monday. Now you find yourself in the same position you were in, even after offering, as you say, more money. Were you outmaneuvered by the union here?
Look, I think what we have discovered is that after doing our end of the bargain, after withdrawing the bill, offering more money for the lowest paid workers, the union is still committed to a strike. And I think that is really concerning when we know the impacts on children of disruptions from a mental and physical and academic perspective. They're not part of the discussion often from the union side. They need to start reflecting on how these disruptions impact working people and their kids. And it shouldn't be a casual thing you do every other week. We offered more. We increased our wages for the lowest paid worker with hundreds of millions of dollars on the table. And the union has decided to proceed in a strike. And I think the question we're asking ourselves is, why are we in a position where kids may be out of school? Why are we here when we've done everything in good faith, following through on our commitments? And I want families to know that we will stand strong, stay at the table, and work to get a deal that keeps kids in the classroom. Thank you all.